Good morning, friends. So another couple of tips this morning, and this morning it's going to be with this Touch Liquid to Powder foundation, which is amazing. I've never enjoyed wearing a foundation. I didn't like the way it felt, but this feels like a powder after it dries. It goes on silky, dries to a perfect powder. Now, if you have this foundation and you're not getting the coverage that you thought you would get, I've got a trick and a must-have. You need this if you're not wearing the primer, a mineral makeup specialized primer before your mineral makeup. You are not going to be as happy as you would be if you had this on first. So I've got my moisturizer on and I've got my primer, which just kind of fills in all those little lines and just makes it go on smoother. Touch Liquid Foundation needs to be shaken. It will separate a little bit, which will loosen up the consistency. So give it a really good shake every single time before you put it on. The other thing that is very important to the viscosity of the foundation is because it does separate a little bit, before you use it, squeeze out every single little bit of foundation that is up in the dropper. And the reason for this is you want to make sure that you've gotten any of those natural oils out of, and I don't even know if oil is the right word because there isn't oil in this, but ingredients that are loose. You want to get those out of the dropper before you go ahead and apply your foundation. So now we're going to go. So I'm going to squeeze up into the dropper with new foundation that wasn't hanging out in that dropper for a while. I'm going to put some squirts on my hand, and I'm not going to apply directly with the brush. I'm going to use the brush later. I'm going to apply with my fingers, and it goes on silky smooth. You're going to see this cover everything. Now I'm just going to look over here into my mirror, and I'll look back at you guys. Your fingers are your best tools for applying the foundation. Now, to get the airbrush look and proper blending is where the brush is going to come into play. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply it. You have a little bit more control with how much product you're using and getting into all those little nooks and crannies when you are using your fingers. And I have found that putting it on with my fingers and blending after with the brush gives me a little bit more coverage. So that was 3 drops. Just going to go ahead. I'm going to add 2 more drops. 2. Can you see? All right. So a little bit on my forehead. And the same thing kind of applies here. You want to add obviously more to the areas where you want more coverage and less to the areas where you don't need so much coverage. So I'm going to go here, pat on a little bit. And then what I'm going to do, because I have it all over, got a little bit more redness here I want to cover. Kind of pat it into those areas where you want a little bit more, again, with your fingers. Then what I'm going to do, I have a little bit left on my hand. Now I'm going to come in with my foundation brush. I'm going to pick up that product off of my hand, and now I'm going to finish it off by just patting. Patting all over. Pat, 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 pat. A couple stubborn areas, so I'll do one teeny tiny little drop, and I'm going to focus on that right there and those babies up there. I want those to be gone. And then you blend. Circular motions. And there you go, ladies. So, does it even look like I'm wearing anything? No. Is it powdery soft? Yes. Lots of girls will go in again with like that touch powder, and they'll put some more powder on over the top just to give them even a little bit more coverage. But this is your base. It's super easy. Put it on with your fingers, blend with the brush, add a little bit more. You can push it into those areas where you need a little bit more coverage after the fact. But I found this is my favorite way to do it. I hope this helps. And just to let you know, all these foundation colors are finally back in stock. If you need help picking one, you just let me know. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.